to $70 or something.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive game.
And then .hack GU is the second set, and there's 3 games for that one. I don't know what
those are
called.
more common though, right?
Yes. Well, that one just got remastered like a week ago. That one just.
That's what I thought.
The remaster actually got to play. I got to play a little bit of it at Lunchables' house the other day. Yeah, no, it was actually 1080p, 60 frames per second. Like
better Sword Art Online. Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. The thing is, I think remasters, some of them have been really good. .hack GU, Kingdom Hearts, the remasters have been great for that game. Oh sure, but
yeah.
the PS4 Kingdom Hearts remakes are actually stellar. They're so well done.
Yeah.
Anyway, Toon Link Ice Climbers, Lunchman's not even. He's not about it at all.
We don't have to seriously commentate this one, dude.
I'm
saying it right here.
All right, buddy. Whatever you want to do. I'm not I'm here for you. I can drag you down. I can try to push you up, but I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a good commentator.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean, this happens so much.
Let's not forget that
I'm
actually like the second most hated DFW commentator of all time.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
Why?
It's me, or JV might be the first most hated.
Yeah.
But then me, because of Low Tier City 3. When I had to commentate Melee top 8 doubles at my first... I've been playing the game for less than a year, mind you, and I got to commentate Low Tier City 3 top 8 doubles with Neptune. Or no, it was with JV, I think. It was me and JV, and then there were 2 hate threads on Reddit. Holy moly. I did not commentate anything for like a year. I was like, oh no, this is not good. This is bad. Ooh, wait, Bananas fucking what happened?
Yeah. He's good.
Bananas is sick, dude. Connor's...
It doesn't look like it, but he works a lot with... Or he works very well with the little that he's got.
I mean, sense. Connor's a smart guy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you understand how to learn, then you're going to
He just desynced. He made Nana drop from platform, down air, into down smash because the commands are synced together. That's so rough. I don't know. So when talking about the FGC, because I actually do want to talk about Tekken.
You've been hinting at it. I've been wondering.
Yeah. So me, RJ, and a few other people at UNT definitely getting more into Tekken because we have a lot of people that are just playing Tekken to begin with. But I was excited to hear that you were interested in playing it.
Well, I'm gonna be real, dude. I'm interested in every game.
Oh yeah.
I own a bunch of games that I don't play. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is the most recent addition to the Wonder Collection that I've played for like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
But I also don't have PSN. That's like the big thing for me.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I can't afford PSN. Well, like I've gotten.
Oh yeah.
All right, what fighting games do I have? I own Skullgirls was my first fighting game, but I played that casually with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
That was not a competitive thing.
Deku's super good at Skullgirls.
Skullgirls
Also,
is fun. I really
incredible. So super good at BlazBlue, super good at Skullgirls. He entered a BlazBlue tournament at Akon, which actually was secretly a. No, it was BlazBlue. It entered a BlazBlue tournament at Akon. It turned out to be like a major for the whole like BlazBlue community.
Yeah.
There's some top players. He got 4th.
What a god.
I was like, what the hell?
What a nut.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But I think Tekken definitely, when looking at it as an esport with quotations on it, I think it's probably one of the most beautiful games to watch.
It looked so good.
It's so easy
Visually
to make
pleasing.
that game hype, too.
Oh, yeah. No, a very visually pleasing game. I 100% agree.
Also has some of the strongest commentators, in my opinion.
Okay, so I'll need to watch that because I actually wouldn't be able to tell you. Though, tell you what, I'll watch some of like the Tekken, but you need to watch like some StarCraft, you know, Blizz Global Finals Tastosis.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I'm gonna link you some of the best StarCraft sets of all times. And you better watch them.
What I was going to say, though, is I feel like the commentary style for the FGC is definitely a lot better when it comes to talking about certain games casually and just being more grassroots, because they definitely have that feel. And I think Tasty Steve and Sajam together, or even Spooky, so good at it. Those three, when it comes to commentating Tekken, they're phenomenal.
Okay, I believe that.
Yeah.
I think commentating like fighting games. The thing is, fighting games are so much shorter.
Yeah. Well, they're shorter. They're also more consistent.
Well, here's the big thing, I think, is that a lot of the information that's necessary to understand the game is actually hidden from the players.
Yeah.
You know, frame data, things like that, the exact spacings. Like an experienced player will know what it is, but whereas like in a game like StarCraft or League, like, you know, there's graphics on the screen.
Definitely
saying,
less
like,
of frame data.
Exactly. Well, it's like more about like, oh, well, you can see who has as much gold at any given time, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more like information on screen for it. Overwatch, for example, there's like very actually little information. You just need to see who's shooting what. You don't.
Well, I mean, you can also see like there are more.
With Overwatch or with?
There are one of.
Okay, that's fair. Whatever. I'll believe you.
I think FPS. I think FPS to begin with is one of the hardest
I should
to
say,
watch, because I mean you still miss great moments when it comes to like CS:GO, Overwatch, and games like that. I mean,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. So, but from a commentary standpoint, I feel like with FPS, it's very easy to understand like the commentary's job, right, to explain the role of everything. CS:GO as like a great example. CS:GO is a lot of covering space, right?
Yeah.
It's just about having lines. I don't play CS:GO, so I shouldn't say that, but like that's actually super. I'm actually being really overstepping my bounds with this. But whereas with like a game like Smash, I feel like it's easy to watch in the sense that like it's it's very clear what's going on, but
to an extent.
Well, I mean, you can tell there's a guy with the fire sword here. Green guy versus two people, two panda bears. One has a sword, the other two have hammers, and you can tell that when they fly off the screen, they die.
Yeah.
And he keeps hitting them, right? That's like, I feel like that's like one thing that's what fighting games do have. But a lot of the nuance to it is lost because they can't there's no information on screen, and it's so fast that you can't explain a lot of the interactions that happen.
Well, that's what I was talking about, because when FGC compared to MOBAs, FGC has a lot more meaning in the micro details compared to MOBAs that have more meaning in the macro details, like gold, timers, stuff like that, while FGC has things like frame data, spacing, like you were saying earlier. So it makes it less obscure and honestly easier to map. When looking at things like MOBAs, you're able to see a lot more. You can see the positioning happening. You can see what's going on, so it's a lot easier to say or visualize what's going on, if that makes sense.
Right? No, I agree. I genuinely agree with you.
Like when commentating Smash or certain aspects of the FGC, it's hard to say why this person is having a harder time because it's less on paper.
Yes, but I also think that because of that, you can you can speak to, because there's so many micro interactions, the player's temper, the player's mood, things like tilt, a lot easier to spot in these games. And I think that, honestly, commentating these games, and this does not sound rude to anybody, but, I think it's a lot easier than at a surface. I think it's a lot easier at a base level just to commentate this than because there's a lot going on. But in commentary for Smash or FGC, you get to choose which interactions you talk about, right? You get to choose if you talk about a player's mentality, or if you talk about a specific piece of tech they use, talk about the matchup, you talk about a lot of different things, and because there's so much going on, you can't talk about everything, so a lot of the times you get to focus on your strengths, and you also get to because you're selectively explaining things to the audience, you get, in my opinion, I feel like you get a lot more freedom with what you're able to talk about, and still be good commentary.
I think
whereas in MOBAs or RTS games, for example, commentators will oftentimes just call out what's going to happen next. Good commentators will tell you what's about to happen next, where the available options are, why it's all going to happen that way while the players are doing it. And you have to know enough about the game to actually predict all of that in like these super high-level situations. Don't say anything, Em, because I know you don't know what you're talking about. Say it. Go.
Yeah.
I would argue that that's... Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think economies is... I think you're right, but I think less so on, like, the economies. So, Em just said that, like, economies is the reason for that in, like, you know, games like MOBAs and StarCraft and all that. Well, but I do think that, like, a better word than economies would be, like, the macro.
Yeah,
these
well, that's what I was saying.
mechanics
Macro details in general just make it so it's more evident into the general strategies. Because if you're playing a game that is more reliant on macro details, a lot of the times the strategy is going to be based on macro, like we see from League of Legends or from Dota.
But the thing
from
is,
StarCraft.
in those games, you have to have a super clear understanding of like what macro scenarios are implying what situations, right? Whereas like it's really easy for us to say, oh, he's, you know, Lunchables has been camping bananas out this entire time. That's actually been like the entire set. You know, it's really easy for us to talk about this. I love those down tilts from bananas. It's really easy. Wow. Oh, Lunchables is just not killing him. Oh no.
But yeah, I mean.
But so, I just feel like you have to have, for like to commentate a high level game of StarCraft 2, you need to have an understanding of so many different possibilities based on these macro scenarios. To commentate a game of Smash, you need to understand either the matchup or the player or a specific piece of tech or the mentality, right? You can be good at one or few things, and you can have maybe not, obviously you won't be like a great commentator, but you can do it. Whereas like, you'd just be a bad commentator if you did that in MOBAs, for example.
But I think there's just more that can be said, if that makes sense. There are more important details that are more evident that can be said in MOBAs.